Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Amy from Body Balance Chiropractic. This is Coach Shu from CrossFit Ice House. We are going to be talking today for Foodie Friday about calories.
Yes.
Calories.
Yeah, the new year is coming, which means a lot of people decide that they're basically not going to eat any
For some reason.
or very small amounts. So we just wanted to tackle calorie intake and kind of, I don't know, break up a...
We're going to be real life. We're gonna speak some truth about realistic goal settings and like basement levels for calories, because everyone thinks for some reason they should only eat like 800 calories. Or
the old calories in, calories out misnomer, and we're going to kind of nerd out about it a little bit so you guys are eating enough to support life and to not set yourselves up to be in the same situation where you're trying to have a quick turnaround in 2019 too. So we're going to talk... Well, if we're doing it in 2018, but if we do what everybody wants to do, then we're going to have the same conversation
next year
going into 2019. We're not trying to do that this year. So
I ain't doing it. All right. Well, I'm going to be real life. I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. Not under the bus, but I'll just be realistic. Okay. So I'm 5'4". I am 30 years old, only for a few more weeks though. Birthday's coming up.
Enjoy it.
And I'm 165 pounds. So what you can do when you're looking for kind of a what should I never eat number below is just Google yourself a BMR calculator. So B as in boy, MR calculator. Pull up a BMR calculator. When I do the BMR calculator for myself with those numbers, my BMR is 1,532 calories. Mm-hmm. So what that number means is if I were to just Netflix and chill all day long.
Actually Netflix and chill.
Like
burn
no
calories.
Not the calorie burning Netflix and chill. The actual
sit on your butt
and do nothing.
Binge on
whatever show, whatever.
Stranger Things.
It costs my body 1,532 calories to exist in life. Now, this is like a really basic one. This is not taking into account if you're super fit and lean or if you're not lean at all. So this is just kind of a good standard.
It's a starting point.
When I do the in-body at my weight and my existence right now, my in-body BMR number is 1,378. So we're talking about 150 calorie difference, which to put that in perspective is about
2 eggs.
2 eggs.
Yeah, so over the course of the day. Not a lot. So that takes into account your lean body mass, your skeletal muscle mass. So it has more than just your weight number. So we wanted you to know the difference. They're pretty damn close.
They're close.
So
they're close.
It's a good starting point, even if you just Google the BMR.
Yes. So what you want to do now is figure out how many calories you're kind of consuming when you're living life, not on the couch watching Netflix.
Right.
So there's, again, something that's not like, it's called the Harris-Benedict equation. Again, you can Google the Harris-Benedict formula to kind of go from this, but you'll need your BMR number. There's a good one that kind of has a BMR calculator and then has the Harris-Benedict afterwards that you'll probably find. It's like the first one that shows up on Google. But what the Harris-Benedict formula does is it uses your BMR and it applies an activity factor to determine kind of your daily energy expenditure as is. So there's different kind of levels, like not active at all, lightly active, moderately active, like super freaking Michael Phelps Olympic level active, which none of us probably are. And you can calculate kind of where your calories are. So if I'm using lightly active or if I'm using moderately active, so like
most of us are going to fall.
Kind of in the middle. Mm-hmm. Where my calorie level sits at my age, height, weight, and like life status would be somewhere between 2,100 calories and 2,300 calories. So kind of somewhere in the middle of there. Now, why do I care about that number?
Right. So that's what you should be eating if you are maintaining moderately, or if you're maintaining on a day where you're being active. So the days where you're off your couch, away from the Netflix.
Yeah. We can also use this number to kind of look at realistic calorie goal setting for how many pounds you can use. Now, we're going to be super honest, a calorie is not a calorie. So like if you're going to eat 2,100 calories of frosting and then you're going to eat 2,100 calories of like chicken breast, two very different things are going to happen to your body status. So we are that's a whole different separate thing we will talk about. But what we want you to think about is if you're eating healthy, normal people food, what's a reasonable weight loss goal for you? So 1 pound is 3,500 calories. Okay. So if I wanted to lose a pound a week, I would take kind of with my activity level, how many calories I'm using and doing minus that number. So you'll see on the screen, I put my numbers up for my lightly active and my moderately active levels of activity. So what you will see here is if I am moderately active, and now again, what moderately active means is like you're coming in and you're doing some hard work. Like this is not like
walking on the treadmill.
I showed up to like open gym and like was on my phone and had fun conversations and practiced double unders.
Yeah, ROMWOD's not gonna. It's barely.
That's like a lightly active.
Good.
Week. Do those things,
but not going to get you the extra.
So like when you're considering where you are, I'm talking like an actual workout where you're burning, 300, 400 calories, you're sweating, your heart rate's up, you're doing those things. So what you'll see on the screen is if I'm lightly active, I can't lose a pound and a half a week reasonably because it's going to drop me below my BMR, and that does terrible, terrible things to your metabolism. If I'm moderately active, again, if I'm eating super clean, which like is also probably not real life, if I'm being honest and real with myself and long term, even losing a pound and a half a week there probably isn't going to happen. So in my life, when I look at these numbers and I think to myself, Amy, what is reality for you? And like, what can you do? I can realistically probably lose 0.5 pounds to 1 pound a week. Now, the next thing you're going to see on the screen is what reasonable weight loss looks like. So my goal weight, I want to be somewhere between 145 and 150 pounds, depending on how like lean I am. It's kind of where my goal pre-children body weight number is.
It's a good goal.
It's a good goal. Okay, so a reasonable goal for me, again, is going to be that 0.5 pound to 1 pound a week weight loss. Now, what you will see on the screen, if I started my weight loss journey on January 1st, if I went like super hardcore and was like really strict with my goals and hit that, 5 times a week, every week, it is going to take me between April 9th and May 14th to lose my weight that I'm trying to lose. Again, that's like if I'm being like really
if you're following these numbers every day,
like
we're not
like not really cheating that much. I'm like being true to my plan, all of that, which is totally possible. I mean, like people can do that.
And it's a very realistic.
It's a realistic time frame and a realistic goal. If I lost a half a pound a week, again, which is probably the higher end of reasonable or realistic for things that are going on for me, it is going to take me until either July 23rd for the 15 pounds or all the way to October 1st for the 20 pounds.
Right.
So my point of telling you this is, it's great if weight loss is a goal for you.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that.
Totally great. But do not set a goal that is so flippant unreasonable. Like you are not going to lose 20 pounds probably in 2 weeks.
Right. Or if you do lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks because we're completely ignoring this BMR, ignoring what our body needs, it's not going to stay off.
It's not going to be good weight loss for you.
It's not going to be healthy. It's not going to be long term. So remember, that's what our goal is. We're in it for the long game. We want you. This should be a lifestyle. We want you to feel better long term, not just try to get into the swimsuit for your trip February Valentine's Day week to the Galapagos.
Oh, I want to go to the Galapagos.
I was thinking about the beach. So we're like, it's good to have goals and have deadlines and timelines, but we want to be realistic about it. I'm sure we've all watched Biggest Loser, where that's incredible. They've lost so much weight, but like if you watch that, like they don't eat and they work out all of the time. And then there's been some studies actually on those contestants afterwards because they cannot maintain that afterwards. Not only because they don't have the support that they had there, basically somebody making them work out constantly, not eating. Like you need to eat food to survive. So the damage that they've done to their metabolism is something that they cannot recover from anytime, like years and years and years. Like they may never get even close to where they were at the end of The Biggest Loser because of all the damage that they did to their bodies, just with their metabolism, not even talking about all the other things that happen there.
Well, and like when you look at the BMR number, one of the reasons that we tell people like, okay, so like eating 1,200 calories a day is like for some, I don't know why 1,200 calories is the number that people pick, but like that's the number. Like for as a woman, they're like eat 1,200 calories and you'll be thin.
There's a lot of different size women.
There's like it's very different, but when you eat under your BMR, what happens?
What is BMR?
So the BMR is that first number we talked about.
What does it stand for? We haven't talked about
Basal metabolic rate.
Right.
So that's the Netflix and chill on your couch and just
sustain life
number. When you eat below that, what happens is your body thinks that you're starving and that what it should do anytime you eat anything is like hold on to those calories with a grip of dear life because we don't know when you're going to eat enough food to sustain your life again.
Right, you go into storage mode, not burning mode. Yeah, so we're trying to support our body so that we can get into fat burning mode. But like if your body's in storage mode because it doesn't know where its next meal is coming from,
it's not going to do that.
It's not going to get into that fat burning mode. And fat burning is where we're feeling good, when we're active, and we're able to actually eat food.
This is like that, like no energy, like you don't feel like doing anything, and your body probably feels sluggish and crappy, and you just like you don't feel good because again your body literally physiologically speaking thinks it's starving,
right,
and doesn't know when we're not doing that.
Yeah, like you can't take a road trip if your gas tank is empty, and it's the same thing if you're trying to work out and your gas tank, which is your body, is empty and has no fuel. Yes, if you're storing fat, you may think that there's there, but that's not how that works. You gotta get your body switched over to that fat burning mode. And in order to do that, you actually do need to eat. So it's just this like
eat some food.
Trying to get away from the calories in, calories out, because that 1,200 number is not like a one size fits all at all.
And 1,200 calories, yeah.
Right. We try to nerd out and give you some of the math behind it, and we understand that this can be confusing, and there are resources to help you figure this out. So don't think you have to do it alone, but we just want to make sure you don't set yourself up for the resolutions are great, but they should be more like a long-term goal setting than like, I'm going to have a really great January. And like we all see gym attendance. We all try to work out the first 2 weeks of January. And then February, it's a freaking ghost town. And we don't want to get into that. We're trying to see long-term results. And then you can like live your life and you can actually like enjoy the cheat meal that we talked about planning before. And your whole life's not a cheat meal, which tends to happen in February. If we go about the starvation mode.
So if you have questions, reach out to us. We can connect you with people that can like help you with this or explore like other eating plans that are good for you. Because again, like the calorie number, again, we don't demonstrate this because we think this is like the end all be all. Quite the opposite, actually. We're doing this to demonstrate reasonable weight loss goals and also a number that you absolutely shouldn't go under when you're doing that. So take a day or two once you start this, figure out kind of some good numbers, and then like get out MyFitnessPal. Actually see what you're eating in a day because it would surprise you. You know, again, I'm a 165-pound female. Some of the people I've calculated this before, you know, are eating their number is like 4,000 calories, and that shocks them. But it's a very real thing.
Right. If nothing else, like don't change anything, but spend a day being honest about yourself, weighing and measuring and entering everything that goes in your body in MyFitnessPal.
Everything.
And just see, because especially if you're like I'm a peanut butter lover. And if you like any of those kind of things, like the amount of calories damage you can do without weighing it.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, which we'll talk about that in videos coming up. But just see where you're at. If nothing else, just understand where you are. Because if you don't know where you are, it's really hard to know where to go.
Yeah. So next week when we come back, we are going to be talking about macros, which are kind of like the protein, fat, and carb levels kind of in a day, talking about realistic goals for that, or maybe some other ways to look at calories, because again, 1,200 calories of frosting and 1,200 calories of chicken breasts are totally different.
Your body's going to feel very different.
And do very different things with them.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that next week when we come back. But otherwise, yeah, if you have questions, reach out to us. We'll connect you with some people that can help you for good goals. Set good goals. If you're setting a good goal for yourself, leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, we want to hear it. We'll share ours with you.
I'll share.
My goals.
What's yours?
My goal is actually to do some of this myself. My holidays have been a little bit further away from these than I like. So I'm going to be working on hitting my macros for 2018, and also back to butts, trying to grow a butt in 2018.
Get a booty.
Not nutrition related, but it's easier to work on those things.
Muscle stuff?
Yeah. Butts can move more weight, so I want a bigger butt.
Bigger butt? That's an excellent, fabulous goal.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big butt as it is. I just want it to be like a stronger butt.
Strong butt?
I want a strong butt.
That's cool.
All right.
Stuff 2018.
Yeah, butt stuff 2018. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.